This is a model that I've been researching more and more and talking to people about when it comes to, how to develop your mind, get to understanding your emotions and mastering your emotions and things like that. So I know this might be a little bit too advanced right away if you have not come across it, but, stay with me and, ask me questions on this model because again, this is not a model I came up with. It's not like, I put together. It's basically a model that I researched and I came across, and then it seems to explain a lot of the problems and a lot of the challenges that I had and my clients had. And also, it seems to give a lot of steps and solutions on how to make things happen, right? One of the main things that I've actually recognized in successful individuals is that they actually understand how their mind and other people's minds and emotion work. And that's why some of them are, when they come up with a really great product, they can convince and influence and make us buy things and then earn money from that. So one of the things is that I've noticed that they understand, whether they know this consciously or subconsciously, right? That's up to debate. But the fact that they use they use the understanding of the mind, they use the understanding of emotions of themselves and other people, is very, very clear, especially when you look at athletes. Know how to manipulate their emotions and other people's emotions. They know how their mind works. They know what happens when emotions get activated and what others don't. Marketers know this. So whether they know this in this form, I'm not really sure, but they definitely know. Okay, so understanding, for even as an individual, knowing how the mind and emotions work based on this my model might be very useful for you. So what I found about when I was researching the mind, so I've been researching the mind for about the last, since I was in university studying psychology. Realized, I research there's about three levels to the mind: typically conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind. And a lot of the it seems like a lot of the decision making, problem solving, like, where we're speaking, where we are when we're talking about things, that happens through our conscious mind. But things like our habits, our emotions, our insecurities, feelings, these things seems to be and generated at a conscious level. So learning about the subconscious mind, specifically, how it works, like, it believes in something called law of belief. In addition to law of attraction, law of belief is there. Also, there's something called law of attention, law of karma. So there's certain principles, and there's a certain, what you would call, laws, right? Our subconscious mind and our mind essentially works under. Learning these laws and learning how our mind work is critical to your understanding for your success and for your growth. So that's important for you to kind of, remember. But the main thing that I see that a lot of people don't understand is that becoming even aware about they have a subconscious mind. Because when I ask a lot of people, who is it that, who's pumping your blood right now, who's pumping your heart, or you're executing your digestive system, right, healing your wounds, who's doing that, right? And it's like, oh, it's not me. Yeah, so that's the subconscious mind. So learning how to program and activate your subconscious mind is something I've seen in successful people. They know how to do to help them achieve their goals, including habit formation and habit change. Okay, so that's at the subconscious level. And at the superconscious level, there's what I would call your intuition and creativity and infinite intelligence. Your mind is essentially continually working within you. Even when you're sleeping, it's active, right? So it's something to get to understand about. But one of the main things I see, that like how it relates to our conversation about goals and habits and things like that, is that one of the things that I notice in people is like their self-talk, right? A lot of the self-talk that we have coming from our subconscious, and it's coming from a place of, we are programming our mind through our own exposure, through the books we read, through the people we choose to talk to, right? We are programming our own mind, specifically our subconscious. So basically, we are using our conscious mind to program our subconscious mind with the content. So think of your conscious mind, right? Is the gardener. right? The conscious mind is the gardener, and the subconscious mind is the garden, right? And you're basically the gardener, which is you using the garden to basically plant ideas, emotions, thoughts, beliefs, right? So based on these beliefs, emotions, and thoughts, you affect and influence your reality. This is why people say, what you say can influence your reality, what you do, all of these can things, if you're into this metaphysical, so you probably heard about that, right? So the reason how the basis of it works is that the subconscious mind, it does actually have an influence. That's why when you're angry, you cannot do very creative things, right? That's why when you're happy and feeling joyful, you're playing, you're a lot more creative. So that's because the mood of the subconscious mind is reflected, right? So keeping your subconscious mind, seeing your subconscious mind as your best friend, and taking care of your mind and not being harmful to you, or criticizing and critical to you, is very important for this reason. Because I know some people enjoy having negative self-talk about themselves and other people. Many people believe this has no effect on them. This has an effect. It actually has a reverberating effect, right? So deciding to basically to watch your thoughts and beliefs and changing them, right? Changing the way you talk to yourself, changing the way you believe, if you're not getting results you have been getting, is actually the first step to change the functioning of your subconscious mind. And one of the things I forgot to clarify is also your subconscious mind tend to be very powerful, and it tends to be very habitual in nature, right? So for example, like if you continue to watch a specific movie or TV show, you will start to say the things they say. Or if you start to hang around with certain group of people without you knowing, you will start to talk like they do, right? That's because of your subconscious mind being influenced and reprogrammed. So it's very important what you expose yourself to if you want to get specific results. And one of the biggest law of belief, one of the biggest laws that our subconscious mind works under is the law of belief. Essentially, it's whatever you believe to be true, your subconscious will try to make it a reality for you, right? That's what you probably also heard about, something known as a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's basically the same thing. So whatever you truly strongly believe, okay, no, this is true, you will start to actually see it materialize. Longer you start to believe it, the more you believe it. So that's why it's important to have only positive beliefs about yourself, right? And positive beliefs about other people. So basically, you're starting to manifest only the positivity in your life. Otherwise, if you started to hold negative beliefs about yourself and other people, right, you started to manifest negativity. So learning how to change your beliefs, if it's no longer serving you, or changing your thoughts, is actually becomes our responsibility. And it becomes also important for your success and growth and development in the long term. Because this was a big one I didn't understand for a long time. Like I thought I was setting goals, I was doing everything right, but how come I'm not getting the results I want in my reality? And then I realized it's because my thinking wasn't correct. As soon as I do good work, I would also put myself down for not completing everything, right? So that might just put myself down and made it a negative reality for myself. The best thing is to do is like appreciate the effort I put, bless the effort I put, thank the effort, right? Praise myself for the effort, and then look forward to doing it again. And just do the same thing for other people, rather than being envious about other success and thinking how come they can have that. Just recognize, maybe they have to work really hard, just as you had to work really hard to get what you want to get. They probably worked really hard to get, right? So that's why having that mentality to create that environment, right, especially a subconscious environment that is positive, is important for your personal life. Or you might say, you know what, it's like, I do actually have negative emotions towards other people and myself, and it's okay. Like we can get rid of them automatically or right away. It's a systematic process of reprogramming. And one of the biggest ways I saw to essentially change the programming of the mind is, first, obviously, decide, what, I want to change it, and start holding beliefs that if I were to believe them, they come real. if it has to be positive. So deciding is the first thing, and then basically continually learning, basically personal development, reading books, taking courses that can improve yourself. You're reprogramming your mind, and it's gonna, the results of it in reality, like in physical reality, it will manifest. But it does, I noticed there is a delay though. There is a, like for example, if you started to do personal development stuff, the effects of it tend to be, it takes a year or 2 3 years to fully manifest, right? Because the physical realities have certain delays. But if you continue with the activity, it will definitely, the programming will do occur, and it will affect your life in the future. Okay, so it's something for you to do. I don't know how much of this makes sense, but essentially that's the idea, is that understanding your mind and emotions key. And you will see it because your emotions, basically subconscious, are also responsible for your emotions. So the way emotions work is that, the way I look at emotions as basically excess energy or energy, that you're basically directed to different things. So for example, if you have a lot of conflicting energy or conflicting thoughts, you want to do this but you don't have time to do this, and that creates conflict energy or energy within you, and you don't have a way to deal with it, or a problem solving skill, right? You will get nervous, you will have like, emotional breakdowns. But if you can write them down and say like, what, I'm emotional about this, I have this issue, you can work with your subconscious mind and your conscious mind to make that problem easier to deal with. So understand a lot, because a lot of the time we have our emotional problems or emotional challenges is coming from, we have a lot of unagreeable beliefs that are basically fighting within us. So if we want to make peace with our subconscious mind, one of the main things that I recommend is to recognize it's okay that you have certain beliefs as you do. Be willing to change it to the truth. Be willing to change it to whatever that is true over time, like how you're learning personal development, right? Which is you're trying to yield into the thing that will help your life eventually. Same with your subconscious mind. And when you're willing to release things that are not good for you, or beliefs that are that other people have for you, that you also believe, you will start to have an easier time living with your mind and your subconscious mind specifically, and be able to achieve your goal more successfully. But again, like understanding how the subconscious mind and the conscious mind is a long conversation. But the first, I would say, understand, becoming aware that you're not responsible for the problem sometimes you thought yourself, is basically to deal with you not learning how to program your subconscious mind to get the results you want. You will see that if you once you learn how to put the steps in, you'll be able to get the results a lot quicker than you think, especially when it comes to your goals and things like that. Because it's just, there is a little bit of massaging, taking time, treating the subconscious mind the right way for it to get it working for you and helping you accomplish your goals. Because what actually end up accomplishing your goals is your subconscious mind bringing things into your reality through its full infinite power. But I want to see if anyone have any specific questions, how it relates to their situation or the mind or anything. This is what I would say would be one of my biggest findings that can influence people's life if they learn how to use their subconscious mind the right way, because it can heal your body, achieve your goals, and help you become happier, help you develop great relationships. Some people say you got to do this affirmation, but when I started to do affirmation, I never felt like, I don't believe it. But now I understand why affirmations are important, because you need it for train your subconscious mind through repetition, for it to think in certain ways. That's why affirmations become super useful, to retrain your subconscious mind over time. And there are certain things like I've come across, like, how to let go of feeling down, or like making unconscious decisions to let go of past hurt, grievances, and anger. I realized it had a huge effect on me. And when I used to have these emotions, I honestly thought it was okay to have them, right? I was like, what, everybody has them and we're all dealing with them. But when I made a conscious decision to like let go of these emotions from my subconscious mind, like saying, look, I don't want to feel these things anymore. This is not how I want to feel. I want to say, if there's another way I can feel, right? And making the conscious decisions was actually a very important step that I had to make with my subconscious mind to leave behind the past that was hurting, or grievances, or anything that I thought that was unresolved. But I realized is a lot of the time that we struggle with our emotions is because we tend to remember our past hurt and past grievances, not being able to let go. So what I decided to do, focus on, I focus on validating it. Like I'm not, it's not that I condone if somebody has hurt me or give me issues. I don't condone it. I just say, it's like, I'm willing to let go from my mind so I can move on for my personal reasons on the issue, and then move on with my goals and my life. Right. So it's an important step that I recognize in order to heal my subconscious mind to and go ahead with my goals. Because I realize sometimes what prevents me from hitting my goals is not a lot of my actions. It's because sometimes I cannot control my emotions. Sometimes my past about something I didn't do, or something comes on the way and interferes with my mood, and then I cannot take action, and that prevents, and it makes you feel disappointed. So I realized, no, I got to work on these emotions. Where are they coming from? And it's coming. I realize coming from having certain beliefs and holding on to things, and then it stays in your subconscious minds and gives all kinds of problems that I didn't know about. Right. So that's what happened in my situation.